I know.
One of these days the sky's gonna break and everything will escape. And I know.
So you understand my mood. Understand there are some very dark things happening. And I've got this lonely feeling like I'm the only one who knows, the only one who can do anything about it. Now everybody's got a ghost story, UFO or a Bigfoot story now. Now what I think stuff is both real and not real at the same time. I'm not a Star Trek fan. I don't know very much about other dimensions and all that. I believe in hell. I believe that it's more than just murderers and rapists down there. I believe in demons and vile shit, the grease trap of the universe. And the more I think about it, the more I think that it's not just some place down there. Oh no, that it's right here with us. We just can't perceive it. It's out there, in the air, even if you don't tune into it.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
People read The Wizard of Oz, written in 1900 as a children's fantasy, but other people think it's a story about gold. A country kid from the Midwest loses her house, teams up with a farmer and an industrial worker, and battles wicked forces from the west to the east. The only way to save herself is to follow the yellow...
Is now the time for Trump to invoke the Insurrection Act and stop the lawless, treasonous left? I mean, let's get real. The left has become so lawless and so out of control that in the age of Trump, they have been openly rejecting the election results and continuing to wreak havoc throughout society in protest. That some are now calling on the president to invoke the Insurrection Act and clean house once and for all. Here at the Patriot Hour about a year ago, we covered this extensively. And if necessary to thwart subversion and treason, the President of the United States is legally allowed to invoke Article 3, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, procuring a suitable recourse for prosecuting treasonous acts against the Republic. However, if this is seen as being too harsh or even counterproductive to achieving the desired results, the President can instead choose to invoke the Insurrection Act, which would enable him to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion.
I don't think that was how love was supposed to be. Day in and day out, not sure if you notice me. Nowadays, I don't let nobody close to me.
I would say, typically I would hate to say this, but invoking the Insurrection Act might just be the only remedy for a time such as this, when the mainstream media continues to lie pretty much about everything. They are dividing the nation and sending it on a trajectory towards mass unrest and potential civil war. If Trump, without showing full disclosure in the manner that he's doing it, in the slow roll that we all cannot stand anymore, he risks the fact of when he starts mass arrest, that the lying leftist media will call him a military dictator at that point. They possibly will even tell people to take to the streets and start to civil unrest, riot, fight back. Look what he's doing. We just don't know at this point. We're seeing CNN be exposed now with an agenda. They don't really have any say so of their own desire. It's pretty much ran and scripted. We can see examples of the violence at the latest Trump rally in Minneapolis, where the leftist rioters stormed the streets and began to attack Trump supporters as they waited in the area to enter the arena. The corporate-run media has become a CIA propaganda front that ignores reality while fabricating fake stories to destroy America. We've been seeing this. The tech giants despise free speech for conservatives while demanding equality for transgenders, and other left-wing governors and mayors are openly advocating Antifa-style lawlessness and violence all throughout America. And as long as that violence is directed at the conservatives and Trump supporters, they are all for it. What do you think President Trump should do to stop all of this madness? I would like to see all your comments down below. Please chime in, and what do you think? And folks, clearly something like a classical lustration needs to be undertaken. A purification of the fields, or in this case, a cleansing of the noisome bog, which is a current American politics. It is the party of impeachment that needs to be impeached. Those who advocate or practice insurgent violence or call for the assassination of the president, who must be arrested. These are the people. An activist judiciary that exceeds its mandate and only seeks to frustrate the executive actions that should be selectively disbenched. And let's not forget a seditious media that needs to be held accountable for its violation of the SBJ Code of Ethics. I'm Michael, this is a Patriot Hour. It's my pleasure to be back after a 7-day ban from a video covering WTC 7. It's interesting. They considered it hate speech. Unbelievable. I'm a veteran and I was there the day after for 2 weeks. The video I did was talking about a college that is reopening the investigation and taking new evidence in. We know in Building 7 nobody passed away. The building fell later that evening. No airplane hit it. But we'll leave it at that. Again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you here back on the next video. Have a great evening.
Yes, everything is going to be declassified, and more, much more than what you just mentioned. It'll all be declassified, and I'm glad I waited, because I thought that maybe they would obstruct if I did it early, and I think I was right. So I'm glad I waited, and now the Attorney General can take a look, a very strong look at whatever it is, but it will be...
And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.
All right, Woodman brother, what's going on?
Airborne.
Good morning, brother. Good morning, Patriots. Far and wide, what is going on? Were you having trouble hearing or seeing, Woodman? I was watching you while we were watching the video.
I'm hearing both. I'm hearing now, and then I'm hearing the delay thing on the other. And I even unplugged the speakers.
Did you not mute the video?
No, we're I can, yeah.
See, he's got his YouTube on, and he doesn't have it muted.
Well, no, I don't know how to do that. I could just turn it off. I've never had it.
Yeah, at the bottom of the picture, Woodman, hit the mute button, buddy. There's a little speaker at the bottom of the video.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
There you go.
Hey, fantastic. You are just fantastic.
I don't know if that's one of the steps we wrote down on the paper, but that's supposed to stay muted unless you're unmuting it to watch stuff when you're not doing a show, but then you got to remember to mute it for a show.
You know what? I think maybe that's when I done the other one, and I lost, I turned the wrong thing down, remember?
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So
believe.
During that live little 3 minute, you're getting it set up and you're hearing it, so you needed to click something, but you click something else. There you go. That could have been the...
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we always got to figure it out. As long as we got to make sure it's recognized what happened, so that way you can not duplicate the mistake again, time after time after time.
You know it.
That's all we're making sure, folks. A better show for you guys is what we want. All right, we don't want you having to deal with our technical issues.
Yeah, right.
So what you been looking at, brother? What you been seeing? What's the hot buzz? What research you been delving into or hearing on the old mainstream anyway?
Well, I don't know. What do you think about Clinton talking about that one lady being a Russian asset?
I had asked Hillary personally through Twitter. I was like, how would Hillary or Citizen Hillary know this? How does a Citizen Hillary know all of this great intel? Talk to us.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of things breaking out. Like Brennan and Clapper both are in blue. They're in like kind of. I bet they feel like lobsters right now. That got through in that big boiling pot of water because that's where they're at.
Yeah. No. That's
funny. I was only doing what I was.
It was Obama. It was he who told us to.
Yeah, I was only doing what I was told. I shouldn't be chastised for that. How about the other day when 337 people were arrested, according to OAN, for child, the
out of California
child porn site. Well, I don't know. I'm sure it was. There's Darknet child porn site. It involved 38 different countries.
Wow,
that's crazy. You didn't hear about that?
Look at my shirt, folks, today.
Beautiful.
Black rifles matter.
Rifles matter. Airborne.
It's a pretty good Op 1 vet here. So, Barr and Durham have found significant evidence. Grillin, thanks for bringing that up. I got a little article here. Plus, I was just reading into it, and we've known this, right? They found some things that they are horning in on that really trouble Durham. His main focus basically was something to do with Mueller and
the pit bull.
Let me see if I thought I had that sitting here
in action.
Maybe it was on my other one.
They're not playing, man. They're actually doing something,
That's archived.
We need that. I know it's not the best, but it's getting a little bit anyway. How's everybody's Wednesday? Hump day, hump and bump day.
Enjoy your hump day.
Yes, indeed, everybody. Yes, indeed. Morning, all you mods. Beautiful.
So I see what you're saying. The feds take down world's largest dark web child porn marketplace.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
That's what Woodman was telling us here. So feds take down world's largest dark web child porn marketplace, 337 arrests so far.
Yep.
So on Wednesday, Trump's Department of Justice announced a major victory in the war against child pornography. What is believed to be the world's largest pornography marketplace, which was using Bitcoin for transactions, has been taken down. So according to NPR, 337 arrests have been already made. More than 330 people have been arrested around the world in a major takedown of a massive child pornography website, which was, the U.S. officials say, is among the first to be found using the cryptocurrency that we all know so well, Bitcoin.
Crazy, yeah. Wow.
It's a good win, man.
You know it, man. You know
these agents and prosecutors, they rescued about 23 children, it said as well, from this abusive situation in the U.S., Spain, and in the U.K.
They're not done yet.
No, oh no, this is just the. This is one of the worst forms of evil imaginable, folks. All right, involving kids.
It's only the beginning.
We want to crush these sick people. We need to pray is what is right. Pray, Thumper Rose, pray.
Yeah,
pray for all the
them.
children.
Oh boy, yeah, pray for everybody involved, even the guys.
Yeah, pray for the evildoers.
Oh man, yeah, pray for them, man. They got to change.
If you're that involved at this point in your life, you know, if you're 30, 40 years old and you're found to be in some kind of trafficking ring, I think you've already made your choices and cut your deals. I mean, some of these people that we're dealing with, Woodman, they have already sold their soul, and when you can't really talk to them,
right,
you're talking to a demon at that point, literally a manifested demon of sorts, folks, and
you know it.
These words of freedom and the people and what matters the most don't affect them. It doesn't hit them the way it would you or me. They're like we said, you're dealing with the just the height of evil, the top tier of it. There's just no words. It's just it's one of the worst forms of evil imaginable. That's all I can always say about it. So God bless anyone involved in that, and even the evildoers. We pray for them to see the light and knock it off immediately. Step away. Turn over the kids that you have in your possession unharmed. Turn yourself in and ask for forgiveness many different ways. But this is just this has got to stop. This is one of the main focuses of my concerns anyway, is the children, the around the world, not just here in the U.S. So we got to start somewhere. I think the Trump administration. I mean, if you're knocking down the heads of these snakes, these underground operational drug, human trafficking, what do you do, Woodman? If you're knocking out the heads, hopefully, it's the actual guy at the border that's smuggling 30 people, and he's not the one running the operation. He's not the one in charge. Yeah. He is, making money to do that. Yeah, he's the low-end runner, and you catch them all day long. But the head of that operation is going to keep getting a new. They do not care about these people. These people that are actually there running 30 other elite people to be smuggled. The guy doing it is probably blackmailed with his family back at the farm with a gun to the head of the wife and say, "You're going to go do this, and when you get back, if you're successful, maybe we'll let them live." And only to get back to find out that they're already dead. We better kill them anyway. Who knows?
It's reality. It's reality.
It's a sick, sick game here, folks. Everyone's like, the borders. I can't believe they're separating kids down there, Woodman, and it's all about this separation, and it really builds up a horrible story in your head. We don't want to see people separated, but if you're checking DNA at the border and you're finding 30% of these kids don't match with the people, You got the guy holding on to two kids left and right arm, and both kids are trying to run the opposite way. They don't really like Uncle Jojo, and that's what his name is, but they don't really know him as Uncle Jojo because he's not their uncle. And people are acting like, you take one confused American that argues that fact of separation. That's all they know is like, take them down there to the border, let them catch the first group coming up, running up, and how strange it looks, and then do that filled DNA test and show that person, look, they're not matching up. Should we lock them all up together? Well, no, they don't belong. Oh my God, this is a horrible situation. Looks like the kids were kidnapped, and this guy's bringing them. Yeah, that's what you've not been hearing on the mainstream, but that's one of the issues down here. We got
they got those blinders on, man. You know what I mean? I mean, for real.
That would be like equivalent to someone in the U.S. kidnapping your child and trying to leave the country at the airport, and the TSA at the airport, the security at the airport just ignores all the evidence of they don't have you got paperwork for this kid? No, and the kid's like, I want my mommy. Shut up, and he's like, just go ahead and get on the plane. Go ahead and leave the country and kidnap that kid. Or lock them up together. This is suspicious. We're going to lock this guy up, but we're going to keep the kid with them. So the kid don't belong to that guy. Get that kid back to its parents. I mean, everyone here would scream for that. This isn't, but they don't know what they're screaming about because the media's got you all confused and discombobulated and jarred up. So,
well, whatever we do, they're going to complain about it anyway. I mean, I don't care, like Trump said. Trump said one time, well, I should have told him I'm not going to build a wall. I'm not going to build it. And then they made me build it.
A little bit of that reverse psychology.
You know it, brother.
We've been saying that. It's like if Trump comes out and is like, folks, I'm going to feed the hunger around the world. The media would be like, there you have it, folks. He's going to take care of the hunger around the world when we have our own hunger right here in the United States. If he came out and said, I'm going to take care of the hunger here in the United States, they would come out and say, well, folks, there you hear it. People are going to die. Trump's worried about the people here, and the world's hunger is going to suffer for that. So no matter what he does, so now he's at this point of saying, I should have came out and just advocated for, we're not going to build the wall. We're not going to do nothing. We're not going to go down there. We're not going to touch it. And then they would have demanded that he go down there, he touch it, he build it, and that Mexico pay for it. I mean, he could have said everything the opposite. And they would have, for some reason. That's why that one, I don't try to categorize people. I don't want to say, them Democrats, because we know we got bad rhino Republicans. But
right.
5 years ago, we get all this footage of Democrats supporting a border with Obama. They all had loved it. Bill Clinton 10, 20 years ago, we're going to do this. Illegal immigration's bad. Yeah. Bush. I mean, got
so
you can go through
40-some
Republicans.
billion back then.
Yeah, for that digital wall or wall of technology that he wanted to do, and it never really, it kind of happened. They got some substructures up that have supposed to auto detect and send alarms off if you see movement, and
whatever.
It doesn't really work. It doesn't work, folks. It's a big scam.
Whatever.
But no, it's just amazing that, and I can see over time, it's like, well, 5 years ago, we were all really worried about the border. Well, it never got fixed, I know. And now we're at this point where we don't support it, and we just, it just seems real changey. Like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I can see that you can change and mold over time. But some things like, racism, if that's you, that's you. I mean, possibly, I can see over time you can change, you can dig into history, figure things out, and I know that there are reformed, Nazi skinheads, right? I mean, people that join these groups as kids, 15, get a little brainwashed by the leader, and then in the the movie American History X, even though it's a movie, kind of shows that this young kid that was brought into this system. All these kids hung out at this guy's farm, and he was the leader. And then he went to prison, and he was bunked up with a black inmate. So then he became really good friends with this guy. When he gets out of prison, he had nothing to do with this old group anymore because he had not undid his issues. Fine, you can change and mold,
But when it comes to like constitutional things, I'm talking about like, the country's border, our sovereignty, can't really sway on, it was for sovereignty a few years ago and freedom, but screw freedom and sovereignty and being a nation. No more. It's no good. No, it's like, man, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to fight you on that one. Tooth and nail, because now you're starting to mess with my freedoms, and I'd rather fight for that all day than this security stuff. And just give us your freedom there, Woodman, and we'll give you a little bit more security. Trust us. No.
Yeah, right.
Rather, protect my own family and rely on you guys for secondary help.
I will be first in line. Let me be officially first in line.
That's hilarious.
Hey, you like my little guy over here?
I don't see him. Let me see. Kind of. Yes, I do. Yeah. Little Uncle Sam.
Yeah,
let me pull it up. Let me pull you up a little bigger. Let me get rid of the ticker. Boom. Little Uncle Samage. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Where'd you come across that at now?
Oh, I don't remember. I've had it for a long time. I've been a patriot for a long time. Anyway, I got down with my little
couple weeks now.
Airborne patch. Yeah, right. Yeah.
He goes, I don't know. I've been a patriot for a long time. Remind everybody when you first became a patriot, if you remember that day, Woodman. Take us through your patriot day. No, I was joking. No. Woodman has been a patriot for a long, long time, folks. You served in the Marine or Army for in the 70s, right? You did two different times. We'll just say it at that. So Woodman got in and was so much a patriot that he went in for some more. Because I learned from the Navy, it stood for never again volunteer yourself.
Oh boy, you know it.
That's what the Navy stood for. Never again volunteer yourself.
Well, I'll tell you what. The 70s now. I am very, 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 very proud of those years of what I've done. It was truly intense. I did enjoy the challenge, and I actually kind of shined. I got ranked real fast, and I was good at my job. We jumped out of airplanes and helicopters and all kinds of crap, man. From C-7A Caribous to 130s, C-141s, those jets, and Chinooks for the big double-bladed helicopter. Man, they can hold a lot of troops. I've had a lot of fun.
A lot of people, and thank you again, Woodman, for your service. We are all grateful. A lot of people don't understand what Woodman's talking about here of jumping out of a perfectly good airplane or a perfectly good helicopter. When you don't, it's just most people don't do that. Well,
you have to sneak in. Come on, man. We're not driving trucks and tanks or anything.
Yeah,
and they can.
That's after you're already in. After everything's already you get a front line going, and then you can start bringing in things like that. But certain people have to get in early and first.
Well, we can take those 130s and they do what they call lapsing. They come down real close to the ground and then pop these cargo chutes out, and it sucks the tanks out. I'm telling you what, they can move all their equipment, within a 4-hour notice, and they can go anywhere in the world. They're real combat ready. They're nothing to play with, man. But
it's funny.
Look, we had a lot of fun though, kind of, sort of. When you live on the edge like that, you end up transferring it instead of being fear, and make it fun.
We were telling people the other night, you guys play. Most military, we all become gurus, whatever job it is. Even if you're like a cook or something, I guess I don't know. I wasn't a cook, but I would imagine you become a guru in that. But typically in your fields of expertise, right? If you're I was a chemical weapons, biological, and I did CBRD warfare in the Persian Gulf area, and you become an expert in that. You need to know. You gotta, the other person next to you becomes an expert in this, and then that guy's an expert in this, and together, if the crap pops off, you all like jump into these modes. So what we were talking about was a repetitive training in the military that you train, and then you train some more, and then when it pops off, it's like tying your shoe in the dark. You don't really need the light on. You can just do this job. But also because of that training and seriousness, and we call that working hard. You actually play a lot harder as well, because you don't know if that's going to be your last time, you have to break up that monotony of training and becoming a guru in a job. That's what I always say. Every job in the military, you become a guru of it. Not so much I did that and I did it for 5 or 8 years, and it's like you typically become a guru of that trade. Weapons specialist, whatever it shall be, folks. But so Woodman's point, or my point there, was you play, you work hard, and you play sometimes harder in that off time, and that's just something that if you're in the military, you'd understand. And I know Woodman does, and myself. So, and some of you out there, some of you great veterans that are joining us today, we know you're there, seeing you, checking in. Yeah, thank all you veterans. Thank all the active duty military. Pray for all operators that are in harm's way. There are people right now at this minute in some of the darkest corners of this earth doing things. The world's 911 doing things that we don't even know about. So God bless. God bless you guys.
Yeah, pray for the families too. I mean, everyone involved. Oh man, because they go through. It's really harmful to them, knowing where your loved one is. Hung out to dry. Well, that's what I call it. The government shoves you out there. I say hung out to dry. They have a lot of support, but it's still, go, and then you just go. You don't question anything unless it's outrageous. Then you can, anybody can do that, because you may have someone in charge of you that's whoop, boop, 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 you know what I mean, over time, so.
See down below real quick. Sorry, Durham's keen interest in Brennan and Clapper. So I actually have it in the ticker. That's where I was seeing that at. I had an article up, but I'm going to pull that up real quick. No, good point there, Woodman. Let me see here. Breaking.
Hump day. Things are coming up, man. Fingers being pointed.
Mm-hmm. People saying like it was he who told me. It was getting words like that's like, hey, you're not on the record yet, man. I know. I'm just getting ready.
Yeah, man. Theatrics. There we go. At the finest.
So Durham is the one that they brought in to get all the charges lined up because he can actually prosecute. So Durham's probe into possible FBI misconduct expanded based on new evidence. So we're all asking. Trump's even asking now, what's going on? This guy, this Durham, his report was due out in June. Here we are in October. And everyone's thinking
a lot to look at.
Yeah,
a lot to look at.
So U.S. Attorney, let me read this real quick and we'll talk. U.S. Attorney John Durham's investigation into the origins of the FBI's 2016 Russia probe has expanded based on new evidence uncovered during a recent trip to Rome with Attorney General Bill Barr, sources told News on Tuesday. The sources said Durham was very interested to question former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper and former CIA Director John Brennan, an anti-Trump critic who has recently dismissed this whole idea. The two Obama administration officials were at the helm when unverified and largely discredited Steele dossier, written by British ex-spy Christopher Steele and funded by Hillary Clinton, the campaign, and the Democratic National Committee, the DNC itself, was involved and was used to justify secret surveillance against former President Trump and Carter Page. Now, even with all that information, that it was written by a discredited Steele dossier, which the FBI sent 2 people to interview Steele, and both FBI people. That's required, folks. When you get something like this turned in, you're going to send 2 at different times to interview Christopher Steele, and both of that paperwork came back saying this guy's got biased, we can't trust it. And then James Comey took that paperwork and filed it top secret and put it into a drawer that was supposed to remain there till 2090, till the year 2090, that they found this guy uncredited. And then we know that Comey went to the lawyers at the FISA and hid all this information from the lawyer. Christopher Steele, this dossier was paid by Hillary and the DNC, Your Honor, and 2 of our FBI agents that went to go verify this Christopher Steele said that he couldn't be verified. That judge never in his life would have signed off on that stuff, but there's Comey hiding that. And what's his reason for that? I disagree with the judge's findings that I didn't turn things over and tell him. No, you didn't, though. Well, it didn't matter. Yes, it did. You know the rules, Comey. But yeah, so right there, I just told you a bunch of facts about what Comey did and what they're saying, and Comey disagrees with that kind of stuff. Well, there's a process, buddy. You don't get to make up your own and judge yourself. I think I did fine. I know 500 of you think I broke laws, but I don't. I looked at my own crime and I didn't see anything wrong with it. Of course you didn't. That's why we don't let you investigate yourself. There's a process.
Well, looked okay to me. Looked okay to me. Come on now, you know.
You kind of withheld a whole bunch of information, didn't you? Well, that's different.
Well, yeah.
It's different when I do it. Did you lie? Yeah. I don't see it that way. Did you lie?
Do as I say, don't. Yeah, do as I say. Don't do what I do. Just do what I say.
We hear that a lot in the military. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, buddy.
So, how is? Let me look here.
Oh, I haven't even really looked at the chats yet.
I was going to pull a few up here.
I'm
yeah, I
glad to see everybody though.
I think the Patriot Hour is back up today, folks. I actually know it is. I went there right before the live feed and I clicked in a few things and boom, it was going to let me put a video. I was like, all right, finally. So possibly look for a video. Oh, for sure, look for the video I played at the beginning of this video. And I'm actually working on that a little more. I'm making some changes, some amendments to that video. I showed you guys a rough copy, but there'll be one out on the Patriot Hour here shortly after this one, after we shut this down here in a few. Look at a few chats here.
Oh yeah, got my car done yesterday. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's what I did a little live yesterday afternoon, Woodman, and I know you were busy. I think the same thing. I texted Ben, just see if you guys can get in and hang out with the Patriots. And but yeah, no, again, you had something going on, and I'm glad you got your car figured out. And I know you had, sometimes the electrical stuff, can be
it was a nightmare.
A nightmare.
Well, we had to. There wasn't enough room for a soldering gun, your hands, and something to hold the wires together. Wasn't room for it. What a nightmare. We, of course, airborne, we don't give up. My brother did most of it. He's not military, but he's a man of God. He's got a lot of intelligence and stamina,
Oh, yeah.
You know it, man.
And he's a ACE certified mechanic, I believe. So that helps. He's a good guy. He really knows his way around the garage, and he's a ACE certified mechanic. That really helps. So that really helps.
Well, it helped me out. Holy cow! From 9 o'clock, about 8:30 maybe, until about 3:30 or 4 o'clock. That's a long time, you know. And I would say 3 or 4 hours of that was nothing but trying to solder those wires together. You know, because you'd get them all like going, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, you heat it up again. If you don't have it quite all tied together right, one of them goes, boop, pops off like, shit, you know. And you got to do it all over again, man. You know, it got her done though by Cracky, and of course, you know,
everything's working great.
Also,
so you got a brand new alternator, and you got that fixed, and battery's probably all charged up now and good to go. And
oh yeah, you know, it feels good. You know, you don't have a vehicle, you're, you know.
Yeah, Darla L. We got to do something about these demons before they do something unthinkable. There's probably been, we're going to find out, maybe a dozen unthinkable things that almost happened to our president. I don't think for some reason, you know, it's not like in the past when the deep state would want something blasted that they did to the president, like JFK or Reagan with a warning. I think they actually tried to take Reagan out, but it didn't work. They just got that you know, close to him. I know that Secret Service guy died or lost his life. He took the bullet. So, since they haven't been successful, the media won't talk about it. They don't want to have a whole bunch of failed attempts to talk about. They want the one that they can talk about. So he's well insulated, folks. Military intelligence takeover. That's what we're operating at right now, by the way.
Yeah. They don't want the truth out, not the media. They don't want that'd make Trump look good. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know, no, exactly.
Doing something positive. They're not going to go with that. Everybody knows that by now.
I just want to remind everybody, folks, how do you enact military intelligence takeover? MI takeover. How does the military intelligence become the head intelligence gathering agency? Well, when any president comes in and he finds that the heads of any agencies are corrupt, the heads of any agencies have been found to be corrupt, doing something bad, you can literally shut down these agencies. You can invoke Article 3, Section 3. If that seems a little scary, and there's a huge portion of the country that's going to be against that, because it'd look really bad if you invoke Article 3, Section 3, so then you could do the Insurrection Act to take out treason, to do this. And most people think, invoking Insurrection Act goes against the people, because that's how you normally apply it. You're like, oh, that's us in the government invoking like law. Well, you could also invoke that on your other counter constituents in the government. So if you think about it, you know, that you got a coup that's trying to work against the sitting president, and then you invoke that and you're using it to fight them back. But even before all that, I think for the last 2 years we've been working under a military intelligence. So that's why the media is getting all this tidbits. Rudy Giuliani went and did this, and they should have went. They're talking about normal process, because the deep state's got all the normal process covered with bad people there. So when you avoid turning in paperwork where they wanted it to go, and then that guy can shoot it down and hide it, and it's not happening, they're getting pissed because you're not following these procedures, because Trump's acting in an elevated mode that hasn't been done before or in a long, long time, which is operating in an elevated manner, operating with the help of military intelligence telling him do this, do that, and they're watching everybody, so they know every move. Military intelligence is at the head of this right now. Trump's being guided by people from within that. This isn't some secret operational thing. This is protocol if you find your government to be full of treason, which has been the case. So nothing's making sense right now, but it will. It'll all make sense really, really soon. So I'm going to leave it at that. Woodman, you got anything to add? Because I got to get on to a few other things here this morning. I'll probably give you a little talk for Garage Talk or something after. Maybe we'll meet up at the Legion later as well. I don't know if you're going down, but...
Well, I got to be home by 3:30.
Okay.
You know, today, because like Leroy's.
Well, maybe we can meet down there a little early for a beer and a little bit of bullshit. And, you know, I'm available.
Sounds great.
All right.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we'll meet by the tank, and we'll have a little meeting in the tank today.
There you go, man. There you go. Kids love to play on that thing. Of course, you know, open the hatch and you go in there and
I want a
play around
picture
too, you know what I mean?
with some of you by the tank in August of 2020. So does Woodman.
There you go.
We want to get a picture with you. We want you.
You.
Like your little Uncle Sam there. We want you. But just to be at the Legion.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a Navy vet. Woodman is an Army vet. And Ben is Army. So we're a full military group over here. Scott's a huge supporter. Scott was on the SAL for the local Legion, and he's still a member of the local Legion in his area, and he was always on the SAL. He's got plenty of, his dad served and whatnot as well. So, all right, you guys, we're gonna drop this one down. We got a lot going on this morning, and me and Woodman are probably gonna meet up later. But it was a great Wednesday Hump Day show. Woodman, brother. God bless.
Airborne.
God bless all the Patriots. Thank you, all the mods. Good morning, Face. Good morning, Simone. Good morning, Grillin. All the mods. Randy Robbins. Whoever's in here. I'm seeing lots of you. Good morning. All right, we'll see you guys back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour. Again, there'll be a new video up at the Patriot Hour. We just served our 7-day ban, and we'll go from there. Have a good morning.